Kia ora, good evening, Rotorua. Ahead tonight in your news bulletin. Police continue forensic examination at Quito Park. Coastal iwi call for Royal Commission of Inquiry into Rina disaster, and the Rotorua District Council's Magma Film Festival receives a record number of entries. Those stories and more in detail tonight on City News. Police tape still surrounds a section of Quito Park as police continue their forensic examination of the scene where a man's body was found in the early hours of yesterday morning. The body was removed late yesterday afternoon and transported to Auckland, where a post-mortem was held this morning. Detective Inspector Mark Lopez says police believe they have identified the deceased man. However, his identity will not be able to be confirmed until the post-mortem is complete. Detective Inspector Lopez says the man's name will not be released until the next of kin have been informed. He says police would like to hear from anyone who may have been in the Quito Park area Monday evening, or if they have any information that may be relevant to the investigation. Detective Inspector Lopez says if anyone has any information, no matter how small it may seem, to please contact Rotorua Police on 07348 0099. People can also provide information anonymously via the Independent Crime Stoppers line on 0800 555 111. Coastal iwi affected by the Rina disaster are backing a call for an independent inquiry to be undertaken by a Royal Commission. The call came at a Rina disaster hui recently held at Whakaue Marae in Maketu. Charlie Tawhiao, the chairman for Te Moana a Toi Iwi Forum, says their call is not about a witch hunt, but it is about protecting tribal waters for iwi and the nation. Mr Tawhiao says all iwi want is answers so they can better plan and stop another disaster like this happening again. Last year, the Green Party called for the independent inquiry, but to date, the government has not publicly committed to it. Mr Tawhiao says they've made the government aware of the need for the inquiry and will be tabling the issue at the Iwi Leaders Forum in Waitangi early next month with the ministers directly. Entries received for Rotorua District Council's annual Magma Short Film Festival, which closed yesterday, have hit record numbers. This is the 6th year of the film festival, which Rotorua District Council Community Arts Officer and festival co-founder Kiri Jarden says has gone from strength to strength, with over 200 entries received this year from short filmmakers representing more than 30 countries. And Kiri Jarden says this year the 3-day event moves to the Civic Theatre.
This year the festival is going to be held at the Civic Theatre, which is a first. Usually we're at the Shambles, which of course is a much smaller theatre. So we're looking at trying to grow the audience but also present the films in a bigger kind of format with bigger sound and that sort of thing.
The Magma Short Film Festival takes place from April the 27th to 29th, offers 5 categories including Best New Zealand Funded, Best New Zealand Self-Funded, Best Animation, Best International and the Magma Supreme Award. In sport tonight, this weekend Bay representative cricket starts with Bay Development and the Bay women's team hitting the green. Acting General Manager of Bay of Plenty Cricket, Mark Webb, says it's an exciting time in the season and he's expecting great things, especially from the Bay women's side.
The Bay secondary girls side won the ND competition this year, and we've got a really good young bunch of girls coming through. One example we've had is Jacinta Coleman, who's still at high school, made her first class debut this year for the ND Spirit after having a really good under-21 tournament down at Lincoln. So we've got some good young players coming through.
To your weather now, Rotorua and the surrounding areas. Tonight, fine, light winds, overnight a low of 12. Tomorrow Thursday, fine, some cloud later, westerlies, a high of 21 and low of 13. Outlook for Friday, a few showers clearing evening, westerlies, a high of 18 and low of 8. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua becoming variable 5 knots early morning, but tending westerly 10 knots again by afternoon. Westerly rising to 15 knots in the evening, waves less than half a metre, fine weather but cloud developing in the evening. If you've missed any of tonight's bulletin, you can watch it again by going to tvrotorua.co.nz and click on the View Latest City News link. Or to view what's on in our city, click on the Upcoming Events link. Still to come tonight in City News, we take a look at what's on offer at the weekend's A&P show. I find out about the history of Gold's Gym with owner Steve Gardner, and Rotorua District Council Community Safety Officer Amy Duckett is in the studio to talk about the recent public outburst of violence on our city streets.